Addie is 6 months old, and I honestly don't know how we got here so fast. It feels like it went by really fast. Dylan is the opposite. He thinks that it's been going really slow. To me, I look back and I think, oh my gosh, like she was just a month old. But anyways, she's 6 months old, and today I want to talk about some of her developments. Now, something that I found when I watched other blogs was it's really easy to, as you're watching an update video on a baby, it's easy to compare your baby to that baby. My biggest advice is don't do that because no baby is the same, especially when it comes to growth and development. Yes, there are general guidelines, and yes, you can look at, those certain apps and like Wonder Weeks and things like that that will kind of give you a guide as to like what to expect. And oh, this might be why my baby's so cranky, because they're going through a leap, and it's either your baby's like right on track, or they're a little bit slower to developing, or they're a little bit ahead, or they're zooming through the developments and then they get to a certain one and it takes them a little bit longer, and then they zoom on through, or they're on point for all of them. Every baby's different. So I'm just going to just talk about Addie and some of the fun things that she's been doing. And I have to be a little careful because this is kind of past her 6 months. Like, she's already 6 months. She's well into her 7 month, stage. So I have to remember what happened from the 5 to 6 month range, which I remember when I was working at a kids boutique in Redlands. This was like not even that long ago, and I was talking to another mom, and her baby was, at that time, Addie was 4 months old, and that baby was 6 months old, had just turned 6 months old, and just asking her questions. Like, I really liked to talk to other moms that had babies that were slightly older than Addie, because I wanted to know what to expect, like what's coming next, and I just was like, gosh, she's not sitting up yet. I thought at 4 months old, like, yeah, she should be sitting up. She's still not sitting up unattended, and I found that that's pretty normal. But anyways, this mom was like, yeah, the 5 to 6 month is like a crazy transition. Like, your baby's personality just starts to come out, and they start to do all these things and way more interested in stuff. And I can tell you right now that's absolutely what happened. And I would even say it was like right in the middle of that, going into her 7th month. I mean, it's absolutely wild how much she's doing. And yeah, so let's get into it. So she has not yet broken a tooth, but in this last month especially, was just constantly needing to chew on things, especially after her last nap before she'd go to bed. That 2-hour wake window, she'd get pretty fussy, and there were a couple nights where it took her a while to fall asleep. So we started using soothing tablets, and during that last wake window, we'd give her her frozen teething toys. Absolutely loved them, because she was like grunting and very obviously irritated. She also has tummy issues and like poop issues, but that's another story. These were not really those same grunts. They were more, because then she would go like, try to bring her hand up to her mouth, or like her burp rag. She'd always grab that, bring it up to her mouth. And she kind of did that from the beginning, but like I said, there was a little more irritation behind it. So that really ramped up this last month. She also, yeah, started grunting a lot more, but not the uncomfortable grunting. It's more just like she just yells and screams, and not so much screams. She just like sounds like a dinosaur. And Dylan and I have Googled that quite a bit, and it's like either your baby will babble or your baby will yell, and like that's how different babies are learning to talk and learning to communicate. And of course, our baby is going to be the baby that yells and screams and sounds like a monster. I mean, it's me and Dylan. What did anyone else expect? So she's been doing that a lot more this last month. What else? Her sleep has kind of been up and down. She's sleeping through the night. I just want to clarify that for some people. That means that 11 to 12 hours throughout the night, they can go in their crib or in their space without intervention. So it doesn't mean that they're not waking up. It doesn't mean that they're not tossing and turning. It doesn't mean that she doesn't wake up at 4 a.m. almost every night and just sits there and talks to herself and chews on her sleeping gown, her sleep sack. She does that every night. But we have not had to go into her room to like soothe her or to check on any like issues or to feed her in the last 2 months. So that's been awesome. But this last month, she really has been tossing and turning more. I'm not sure if we're gearing up towards that second sleep regression or if the teething's really bothering her. I don't know, but that's been a recent thing. She was starting to show signs of crawling, like bringing that knee up. She's on her belly, right? She's bringing that knee up and she's reaching for toys, very motivated by toys, which is amazing. That means that moving her along in developments will be pretty easy, which is awesome. But yeah, so showing not early, but really exciting signs. I don't know what I'm trying to say. She's showing signs of crawling in this 5 to 6 month space, which is just so fun. I know everyone that I've talked to has said, oh, just wait till they're crawling. Oh, just wait till they're whatever, you know? It's like, don't do that. Don't do that to new moms, you know? Like, I'm just barely surviving this season of her life. But anyways, I'm excited for crawling, honestly. Like, she's getting closer and closer every single day, and I'm not gonna be excited when she's like crawling all over the place and grabbing everything and getting hurt. Like, that's gonna terrify me, and I'm gonna be worried about her even more than I already am. But it's really exciting to see those big milestones like right around the corner. And I think that's what's been most exciting about her turning 6 months old is like, we haven't done any solid foods with her yet. We were waiting. And so like that's right around the corner now, and teeth are coming in soon, and crawling is gonna happen. And I mean, the big ones are right around the corner. And that's what's so exciting. So I talk about Addie a lot. I talk about her whenever I'm not with her. Like, when I'm with her, I'm talking to her. When I'm not with her, I'm talking about her. She is my whole life. What's crazy is I never thought that would be how I would be. Yeah, and she is just the coolest baby. She has put me through some of the hardest moments of my life. Especially when she was in the beginning. She was extremely colicky. She was very fussy, struggles with reflux, spits up a lot. I mean, she has constipation issues. She has issues with that and issues with this. I mean, she just has a lot going on. And when she's upset, she's extremely upset. It's not a little cry here, a little cry there. It's like she's screaming. Like just today, put her down for her nap. She was tired. but apparently I went a smidge over, so she got overtired. She gets extremely overtired. And it was like, you would have thought I was beating her. Never beat her in my life, and I never will, but dang, our poor neighbors must have thought, I wonder if that baby's okay. She's just dramatic, you know? Anyways, all this to say, but she's also like the funniest baby. She makes Dylan and I laugh constantly. And honestly, I can't imagine my life without her. So here's to 6 months, here's to half a year. In another half of a year, she'll be a year. That's like absolutely crazy. And to think that 6 months ago, she was in my tummy and then I had her. And like, life is crazy. Life is crazy and it goes by faster than you think. So if you just have, you know, a 2-month-old right now or a 4-month-old and it's hectic, and I would say if you have a 1 to 3-month-old and they're colicky, or, you know, it's just constant, like you can't put them down ever, constantly feeding them, constantly holding them, you don't get to eat or brush your teeth till like 4 p.m. There is an end. They will eventually smile at you. They will eventually laugh at you. They will eventually interact with you. They will eventually have this cute, interesting, completely unique personality that's developing every single day. And you will fall in love with them. Even if you're not in love with them the second they come out of you. Sorry, that was a little... But even if you're not in love with them the second you meet them, whether that's you as dad or you as mom, that's okay. It's okay if it takes time for you to bond with them. It's okay if it takes little moments every day for you to grow with them and for you to grow as their mom or as their dad. It's not gonna always come immediately. I don't really think it does for everybody. For many people, I mean. And that's okay. Because one day they'll be 6 months old and you'll think, and there's still struggles, but you'll think, gosh, I love them. And I cannot imagine my life without them. And I'm so thankful that we were surprised that one day when that test was positive. The 3 tests, actually, because I was so absolutely surprised I was pregnant. But you look back on that moment where you're absolutely terrified, and then that moment you have them, and then you're here. And you think, wow, if I got through all that, she got through all that, if we got through all that, we're gonna be okay. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching yet another one of my vlogs. I'm thankful for you. You're doing okay. If you don't have kids, I know it can seem scary, but you can do it if you choose to do it. Like, subscribe, comment,